Okay, let's give our attention to Chen.
I kind of don't remember what I did. So I put the lighter color to be hotter and the darker color to be cold. So I made the color all the same throughout the whole thing. And for the wind, I use the angle on the graph and extend it so that I can show that I have the window open in one direction and one direction I don't have the window open.
Is that it? It's okay if it is.
For now.
Okay. Comments? Yes, Wesley.
I like the light blue and I like the dark blue, but the only problem with that is it reads as only 2 colors as opposed to 3 colors. With the third color would be comfortable, like in between. It's only reading as 2 colors, so I see a problem with that. But the difference between the light blue and the dark blue reads really well. It's just that there isn't a third color.
I think the problem is this was an old version. The color I didn't change, and then I changed it later on, so the color kind of show better on the other. But yeah, I see your point still.
Anybody else?
I like that you shaded instead of using dash lines to show what your windrows is focusing on, July through September. Use that light blue right over it. But is the wind going in the wrong direction with the arrows? Because if
What do you mean?
would the wind be coming in from northwest, so the arrows would be going the other way?
True.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, it
So
would.
then,
Yeah.
So, generally speaking, if you didn't use arrows here,
It will be better.
you'd probably be alright.
Yeah.
Except for that middle one. They'd probably critique you on the middle
Yeah.
diffusing.
Uh-huh.
The wind rules?
Yeah, but you'd be able to get away with more without arrows in this case. So, I totally agree. What I really like is that you've started to actually manifest an architectural condition that responds directly to the environmental analysis right here. It's abstracted. It's a little bit illustrative because I can kind of see it looks like a floor plan / window, bay window situation, which is a little distracting. But not entirely. And then the other thing that I think is effective is the extension of the black lines kind of jumping out of the diagram to engage it. That's nice. I think that the overlays, again, just like the other diagram, look great. The blue, or rather the blue underlay, looks great. However, the part where it reaches up here, you guys can't really see it, but it's actually rectilinear, how it engages. Do I have that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that could be improved a little bit. How might that be improved? If a rectilinear arm that kind of reaches out over the data can be improved, how would you do it?
Could you do an outline on the arm, maybe?
Potentially. I think there are better ways. Any ideas?
Make it into a triangle.
You can make it into a triangle, yeah. But then I would still say that this can get better. If you're gonna provide an underlay under the dry bulb temperature, and then extend it up into the triangle, I'd say that might not be, yeah. Exactly, yeah. If you're gonna do the triangle, do the triangle. Stop your underlay, because I don't know what gives me this arm. Right? Graphically, there's no construct right here that says this arm it should be here. We have a construct that says that we can extend an underlay, right? The extents of the data, extend an underlay under the whole thing is potentially an option. Otherwise, extend it up a little bit like it's shown here, and then do your pie slice in the same color. Something like that. Okay, so it's about the elegance and the reason for certain things being on the page. Because the people you're working with in the future, your juries, they're looking for the reason that you did that, whatever that is. Okay? Any other questions or comments? All right, awesome job. Let's see your building. Did you do that? You did building.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. All right.
So I did the wind passing through the window and the sun. I think that's the winter sun shooting into the building.
Cool. I'm just going to start off right away and say red, yellow, and blue, almost always a no-no. Graphically, almost always, you do not want to have all three primary colors in one display. Oh, well, it's actually incredibly clear. It just looks elementary. Because it is. I mean, they're elementary colors. Yeah.
So what colors did you recommend?
Not those ones.
Whatever you use in your diagram. So guys, what I'm getting at with all of this is that designing your board, your diagrams, the layout, the colors you choose, the color of your text, it's exactly like designing a building. You have to develop a language. And I say that all the time. A language, right? That means that you're going to have certain things. And if you look at building typologies, they actually resemble language. Because you've got I buildings that are just lines, or L's, whatever. L buildings that have an elbow in it. You have U-shaped buildings. You have N or Z-shaped buildings, right? You have T-shaped buildings. It's actually physically a language. We do the same thing if we abstract it into components of the design. So if you're using a T-shaped building, maybe part of your shade structure is made as T's or I's or U's or whatever it is. That kind of thing gets pushed down in scale and becomes manifest in all parts of your design. Not all parts, right? You need to have some derivations and deviations. But what we're designing on the page has a language too. That's why we use, I was just talking with Jonathan about this. We have to set rules. Just like with your designs, if you're using two different typologies, you use two different typologies in your design, and that's it. And you say when and where. Just like this, if you're using two different colors, you use two different colors, and that's it. And you say when and where and how. Make sense? And of course, like I said, we need to have some deviations and derivations. Otherwise, it's boring and bland, right? So that deviation and derivation would be, for instance, the yellow that popped up out of nowhere, but actually looked good. So anyway, bit of a tangent. I didn't mean to, put you on the chopping block here, but the fact that the poche is not on here, I don't necessarily dislike. It's just that right now it just doesn't look good because it looks kind of Sesame Street-like, like bubble letters, right? Everything about this is just screaming kind of elementary to me. So the fact that these two dashed lines are the same kind of line even though they're different colors, now makes me think that there is a relationship between the two. Is there?
No.
So you'd probably want to use what?
Different. Maybe wider dash.
Right, something like that, a different kind of dash line. Because every line means something. Every property of every line means something. Okay? So yeah, context-wise, I didn't make a requirement for context, so it's not sitting on a site, so that's fine. But the next one will require context. Yes?
Will we put like a little legend on the bottom saying what each line type is? Or you don't recommend that?
I'll put it this way. I'm guessing Iggy would say yes.
Yeah.
I would say no. It's distracting. It's just more information to pull your eyes away from what's important.
Yeah.
Yeah. Text just confuses me. Meanwhile, overlaid graphics confuses Iggy, so I don't know. You guys are just going to have to figure this out. So anyway, yeah, thank you very much. I don't want to, chop this out too much.